Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short, little unboxing video to share with you guys. Something from Remette. I know what this is, but I'm a little confused. I want to know what's different about it. I don't think that they would send me something unless it was at least slightly different. I am intrigued because Remette has shown tremendous promise. If you have not been paying attention to Remette, especially this year, you should be. This is a quickly evolving and growing and just like they're getting better and better and better every day. And they started really great. I mean, they were just hot out of the gate, doing some awesome stuff. So I'm paying a lot of attention to Remette, and I really want to see what they've been up to. So we're going to open this up, see what it is. Today's video is just an unboxing and first impressions. It's not a review. I will link this knife down in the description. You can find pricing and whatever additional details that are not in this video, you can find it down in the description. I'll do a full review down the road after I've had a chance to carry and use it. Thanks to Remette for providing this knife for review. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Let's find out what's in here. So I also have learned the secret of these boxes. And the secret is to take this stupid sleeve off first, and then this should just untuck. Yeah, so I've just been like ripping that off of there, which is my fault because I'm a cave person. All right. So what we've got is, does it actually say here? Peregrine Falcon knife RTT1/JX. What have you done differently with the Peregrine Falcon? First of all, very cool. I do like the, I always call it a plasma ammo. I think people call it a lightning ammo. I'm not putting a glove on because it's delicate. I'm not putting a glove on because I'm trying to imply that this is a collector's item. I'm putting a glove on because you're watching the video, presumably in high definition, and you're probably not like, you know what sounds really great? Is blowing up on my 65 to 85 inch TV in 4K, 60 frames per second, Metal Complexes, cheeseburger fingerprints all over a really cool knife. That's why I'm putting gloves on, okay? So, yeah, super nice gold anno here. Big fan of the gold polishing. Not everybody likes the polishing, but the implication here is that they're willing to do this type of stuff, right? So if not this color setup, maybe something else. That's really, really cool. Oh, I found it. Okay. So, first off, let me tell you what I like about Remette. Remette pays attention. Remette's in the comments. They're in my live streams. In fact, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and think that they might be outside my window. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, right? But they're very community involved, okay? And I have proof of this. Because in one of my own videos about the Rhino, I had an issue with the Rhino, and a lot of people said I agree with this. Remette not only fixed it, but they fixed it lightning fast and updated everybody, right? They've also gone out of their way to improve their HRC ranges, which is a big deal because most companies go, yeah, thanks for the advice, but kick rocks, idiot. Like that's, a lot of companies just do that, which is kind of frustrating. Remette, not the case. They changed this locking system, I think, twice. Number one, what's cool about this is it has, if you don't know about the Peregrine Falcon, the button is what disengages the locking system. The newest version of this, if I'm not mistaken, you have to excuse me, I've got so much knife information in my head. I believe the first version of this knife had some different integrated locking system that had nothing to do with a liner lock. The newest version of this knife has a button, a pivot-operated liner lock, which is, I think, probably better than the standard version of the knife. I think that's really cool. Now, this still left an issue. When using this knife, right-handed people, left-handed people, a natural grip would put you in a position to unintentionally disengage the lock because the pivot is the lock, right? So how do we fix this? Well, okay. I got to give credit where it's due. This is a little tiny thing. Remette, this is a huge thing that companies don't get. You guys got it. The amount of force it took to push that switch over was substantial. Not to the point where it's annoying. This is a positive thing is what I'm saying. This is good. It's not annoying. It was a good amount of force. There's also not a lot of, the button itself is not big, meaning during use, it is unlikely to disengage on accident. Like obviously you don't want to accidentally disengage the safety, which is what that is, or the lock. But if a safety switch is too big and too able to accidentally engage with, you know, in terms of like traction and size, if it's too big and it's too easy to flip over, then you could technically potentially disengage the safety and then disengage the lock and slice your finger open. Go to the hospital for a $400 bill, to get stitches or whatever, right? So look at this. That's what I want all safeties to feel like. A lot of people say, why does it even need a safety? Okay, all right, fair enough, right? But this is what this has, okay? This is what's got it. You don't like it, that's okay. You got a bajillion. Hey, if you don't like it, let me tell you something. It's 2024. Have you looked around in the knife world in 2024? You have the number is specifically, it's 1447.992 quadrillion knives. Okay? Don't look that up. That's a real number. That's how many choices you have. Okay? But for this knife in particular, how they've solved this particular issue with an interesting, not necessary, but interesting locking system. We've got a substantial safety that prevents this from disengaging. I like this. I think this is cool. So now, people who really want to enjoy, we've gotten to the point where you've seen the finish, right? I can touch it like, whoa. The finish does look good. It's really nice, right? Not all of them are going to look this way, but it does look very, very cool. Look at that. Ooh, boy, aren't you glad I didn't touch it? Huh?
Boy, any knife that's gotta be, if you gotta wear gloves to use it, what's it even worth? I'll tell you what, you go look at my knives and they're all the same color as the earth, because that's where I keep them. All right? Doesn't matter to me. You get a little dirt on my blade. A little dirt never hurt my blade. My blade's a working blade. I don't even store it in a proper location. I just dig a hole out back and toss my knife in. Cover it up with dirt and I say, night-night, my little buck 110. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Corrosion? Doesn't even matter to me. I'll tell you why, because I use my knife.
That's what you sound like to me, all right? When I read your comments, that's what it sounds like to me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Come on. That's just what we do here, which is a little playful banter, okay? But anyways, I don't have to use a glove anymore, okay? I can just touch this. The main thing is it makes it real slippery. I don't want to, okay, so this is engaged now. So now it's disengaged. So people who specifically want to enjoy this knife with the pivot lock, which is cool. I like that. It's a big wide button. It's on the pivot. It feels good. It feels right. Yeah, really cool. Now you have a safety. Now you don't have to worry. Am I going to disengage it while I'm using it, right? No. The amount of force, not an impossible amount of force. It's easy to disengage, but it's got some serious resistance, which, see what I mean? Like that's what we want. Yes, these are tritium slots. This is a cool knife, really cool knife. Yeah. So I recommended the last version of this just with the little, note of it would be nice to have a safety. And they're like, okay, just put a safety on there. This is cool. Thank you, Remette. I'm a big fan of this. I think this is awesome. Their prices are generally very, very fair. If you have not checked out Remette, I would invite you to check them out. I'll link it down in the description, their website. The Peregrine Falcon, though, too. Very cool. I love that. I love the changes. I love the little... You know what? I'm a big fan of taking a model and slowly improving it rather than releasing a bajillion new models. I think it's cool when companies release new models, but sometimes companies, they release a model and it's got issues and then they just abandon it. And it's like, but if you improved it, it would be, you could make something that was good. You could make it great, right? This is cool. They didn't abandon this model. They were like, yeah, okay, we'll update it. I like that. I think that's beneficial. Obviously, people who bought the last version are like, hey, but I still think even with people buying the version, a lot of times it might be good to them. The first run of it, they might have thought this is great. And then it comes to somebody like me or other reviewers or people buy it and they have their own critics. You got a million different people, right? Until they can get an idea of what everybody agrees on in terms of what is a good upgrade, right, or improvement to the knife, they wouldn't know where to go with it, right? It may not have occurred. So the liner lock, or the I believe the button operated liner lock thing was that was a change, unless I'm thinking of something else. I might just be imagining that. But the safety thing, yeah, right? So I think this is good. I think not abandoning. It's not that the previous versions of it are bad. It's just that they improved on it. They took something that was good and they made it better. I like this. I think this is something that all companies should do. Instead of being like, well, I guess we're done with that. Make it better. It would be cool, right? There might be this whole group of people, this whole massive pool of people who was uninterested in the original versions because of things they perceived as issues, who are now suddenly interested because these perceived issues have been fixed, right? In this case, I mean, it sounds like I'm doing air quotes, but I personally think that this needed a safety. So I think that's really cool. Yeah, might keep that one. Thank you very much, Remette, for sending this in. This was not a review, just an unboxing. This is not different enough from the other versions to warrant a full review because it's literally the same thing with a safety switch. But this does dramatically improve it. So I might release like a short updated video. I might just label it as this is an upgrade to the original review, but it won't be like the full. It'll just be an additional video explaining like this is the one I recommend. So anyways. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have my throat hurts from doing that old, Uncle Randy voice. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.